Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Choices. We all make choices. And for the most part, I find that so-called able-bodied people, can run through life on automatic, and a lot of their choices just happen. Like the choice to go out. You don't really have to make a choice. You say, okay, it's not raining. Do I want to take my car? Do I want to go get a loaf of bread? Do I want to go to the bar? Do I go? All those things, they're low-level choices almost automatically. You don't have to think to yourself, will I make it past the front door? Choices. We all make them. And I believe that everybody makes choices every day in everything that we do. I believe that everybody is pretty much the same in their choices. You can say yes or no. You can decide which path to go. You can be a bad guy or a good guy, but it's all down to choices. I've seen people diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, which under that is the umbrella term type thing, I'm simplifying a lot here, is psychopath and sociopath type thing ideas. People who are supposed to be antisocial and don't think about others. But even within that bracket, I once knew someone who was actually diagnosed as one. He didn't have any connection to society except for one person. One person he liked. He had an actual person that he cared about. It was a different kind of care. It was more like math. It was more like, okay, having this person around is a positive. In the math term of thing, it's not a negative, it was positive. This person had never lied to him. This person had never judged him. This person was just a person to him. One day, his friend, the one that didn't even know that he was there, so he was just his friend, said that his mother had been diagnosed with cancer. Well, his antisocial personality disorder person went away for the rest of the day and came back to see this guy, and with a folder, big folder, and walked upstairs and went into the room with the guy's mum, who hadn't really ever liked him or anything like this, hadn't gone, could probably sense that there was something off with him. And over the next 20 minutes to 30 minutes, he went through almost a completely logical, completely spreadsheet, and we're talking almost PowerPoint type presentation of all of the local, within the range of what he knew and analysed, how far they could get for their treatment and everything. Every single hospital and doctor in the area who specialised in that form of cancer, who had any kind of experience with it. He had basically gone through everything and researched a complete thing on these people, for these people, and basically he was saying you could go to this one, but this one's not as good. His success rate isn't as good as this one is a bit further away, and he went through it all with them and explained to them who was the best people to help them treat, and the aftercare. He even went down the aftercare and brought all this information together for them, because this person, that for basic math, basic ideals on his qualities of what was important to him, was suffering a negative and he wanted to do everything he could to help. We all make choices. We all have things. And disabled people, the thing is this. Just because you've got ADHD doesn't mean you can be an asshole. Just because you've got your depression does not mean you can make someone else's life is hell. Just because you're having a bad day with your disability and you're angry and upset does not give you the right to trash other people. Choices. You see, my wife had every fucking reason in the book to be the nastiest person in the world, to bitch at everything. Why? Because at 21, she was told in no uncertain terms that she was going to die. She was told that it was going to be extremely painful, that her entire life was going to be filled with pain, that the acute lymphoblastic leukemia with Philadelphia chromosome positive was basically a death sentence, and that the drugs that would keep it away would slowly destroy her body. By the time she was 22, she had rheumatoid arthritis. She couldn't walk. Her balance was off because the damage that the medication was doing to her body. And she had to go through 20 years of pain and suffering, the likes of which most people would never deal with. And I'm going to show you a picture now. Now, this is a trigger warning. I'm going to show you a picture of Paola's foot. Okay, now, I'll tell you when I'm going to show the picture, and I'll tell you when it's gone, so you can look away if you don't like seeing damage on a human body. So, I'm going to put the picture up now. The picture is gone. Paola's body basically fell apart over the years. She wanted to be an archaeologist. She wanted to travel the world and visit these sites. She wanted to read old books and study really old manuscripts and that in libraries. She wanted to become an expert on all that. That was what she wanted to do. And one sentence by a doctor told her no. Took it away from her. And it wasn't even something like, oh yeah, you might be able to get away, you'll be disabled. No, it was, your body health is going to go from here to here, and there's nothing we can do about it, and you're going to die when it gets to there. And by the end, her body was. Her kidneys had failed and everything had gone, and her heart was at 14%, and then she had 2 cardiac arrest. But you know what she didn't do? She didn't blame others. There's a story I like to tell about Paola. When her kidneys failed, and she was basically, once again, a couple of hours from death, if we hadn't got her to the hospital. Because basically, her kidneys were supposed to take about 6 to 8 months to fail, and instead they failed within a week completely, stopped working. And so Paola was gaining weight because every bit of liquid you take in, if you don't have kidneys, stays there and doesn't come out. And so therefore her legs were like concrete. She couldn't even bend her knees, and the liquid was starting to surround her heart. And I went into the hospital with her 10 o'clock at night. I came home, left her there. She was on bed rest. She was in a small ward with I think, 4 other people in that ward. And she was there. I came in early because I usually came in about 6 o'clock because you'll know when you're really fucked up. Sorry to say that, but you know when you're really fucked up at a hospital because they don't put waiting times on you. You can come visit any time. That's when you know things are bad. When they don't have a come at this time to come and see them. No, they say, oh, come anytime, day or night. That's when you know things are bad. So I went in there early in the morning because 6 o'clock allowed me to talk to the night staff and ask if anything happened. I could talk to the person on the thing. Yeah, I got on very well. I knew so much about I used to care for and do all their own wound maintenance and everything myself and that. So I was like one of them. And so I come in and the head nurse, the nurse staff nurse, comes up to me, wonderful person, and said to me, do you know what your wife did last night? And I'm thinking, oh no, what's she done? You know. I said, at 10:30, in between rounds, she dragged herself into the wheelchair next to the thingy and went around and said hello and greeted and made to all the other 4 people in the room. And I went in there. I sat next to the bed. I said, what did you do last night? You're supposed to be resting, you know. I'm used to this. I'm used to Paola. I says, I wanted to make sure that the other people in the room were okay. And I said, why? Your body's feeling to rest. It says, they don't have you. That made me cry. She was worried about them because they didn't have someone like me looking out for them. Paola spent the entire 20 years of her life being there for the people. She would always have time for someone else's problems. She would make cards and gifts, even when she only could use her hands for 15 minutes a day. She would always listen to someone else's problems. She knew what it was like to have things taken away from her. And this is what I find predominantly with disabled people. We have every fucking excuse in the world. I mean, you think you've got excuses with your buzz not being on time, your favourite shop not having your latte in, or, oh my God, different small problems that you sort of blow out all proportions and use them as an excuse to be shitty for the rest of the day. Or, oh my God, I can't this. A disabled person can have a car and I can't, and all this envy and bullshit and crap. Predominantly, I find that disabled people, because of what we deal with, because of the pain and suffering we go through, because of being locked in, because of our challenges in life, because we've experienced terror and pain and trauma and suffering, we make the choice to help others. Even though we are the people with the least amount of energy, even though we are the people who spend most of our time worn out, fatigued, and that, if we see someone else in pain, if we see someone else having a bad day, we will do our fucking best to help them. We will put ourselves through the ringer to help them because we know what it's like. We make that choice Now, not all disabled people. There are a few who get a chip on their shoulder, who think the world does owe them, and can be manipulative bastards and assholes. Oh yeah, there is those. But I have been very lucky that most of the people I've met, and the kind of people you see in the Discord for Disabled Rebellion, and that are really good people. And when you think that the people in charge there are actually so ill some days that they can't even get out of bed, and they will still do admin duties and help out on the side. That to me is the quality of people. Choices. Your disability doesn't define you. Your bad day doesn't define you. Your job doesn't define you or anything. You do. I don't care how bad or good your life is, you make a choice whether to be a good person or not, whether to bring positive into the world or create harm. Choices. You make those choices, and you can make a different choice tomorrow. You can make a different choice later in the day. You can change. This is why I don't believe in the evil guy, good guy thing. I think every single one of us can be the biggest monster in the world, or the most wonderful angel. We can make the hard choices, which are usually the right choices. It's easy to just go with the flow. It's easy to just be quiet. It's easy to just let all that anger and hate out and the frustration. Disabled people aren't angels in that way. We don't have a free ride. We feel the fucking pain every single day of our life. We feel the frustration of being locked in, of things being taken away from us all the time. We see the negative attacks on us all the time. The amount of times we get punched in the face by the media. But we choose to try to put some good in the world. And that to me is what Disability Rebellion, the new movement on Twitter and on Discord, is about. It's about trying to make a difference, trying to fight for what's right, trying to do the right thing. But that doesn't come naturally. It's not automatic. When you wake up and it takes nearly all your effort just to decide to get out of bed and have the energy to go to the bathroom and to remember to go to the bathroom, it would be so much easier just to be a complete bastard to the world, because the world's being a bastard to you, because fate, destiny, or whatever fucking thing you believe has rolled the dice on you and given you all the negatives. No. We've seen the worst, and we decide to try to help. We fight for our friends, for those we care about. We make choices. Take care of yourself, everybody. You're wonderful and splendiferous. Look up that word, splendiferous. I think you'll like the meaning.